Hello guys, welcome to What Culture Wrestling. This is your news roundup for the day, and that day today is a Sunday, which means I'm here on my own again, because nobody loves me. Moving on, we've got some stories, obviously. We've got some news roundup stories from the world of pro wrestling. The first one I want to get into today involves Tony Nese and Mike Kanellis. They've apparently been thrown into a tag team together. Who knew? They started wrestling over the weekend on NXT live events, and they won a couple of matches. They're looking all right, apparently. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens from there on out if they get thrown onto the NXT live the NXT television program. If that happens. This is apparently what this is. It's a bit of an experiment to see how they click, what the chemistry's like. It'd be quite nice. I mean, it'd be a bit of a U-turn from Mike Kanellis, who recently just said, yeah, I want to leave. He kind of requested his release from the company, put it on Instagram, said, no, I want to go and wrestle for my money. I don't like being the kind of person who sits at home, just kind of earning a paycheck. It's not a good example to set to his children and everything like that, which is fine. I fully praise that. But now he's been given the opportunity. Tony Nese as well is another guy who hasn't been used to his full potential. So if they can bring something together and create a bit of magic, I'm all for that. I'm here for the Tony Nese, Mike Kanellis. So they could go Kanellis? The Kanellis team, maybe? It's a bit of a stretch. Could catch on, we don't know. I'm probably going to leave it. So the next story we've got is all about Jazzy Gabert. I've probably just butchered that name. I apologise wholeheartedly. But yeah, Jazzy Gabert has, decided not to sign on and extend her contract with NXT UK. She's obviously a part of that brand, or was part of that brand since January 2019. She's not really been used massively in that promotion really right now, that show. There's not really that much care being put into that show unless a takeover or a Worlds Collide event's around the corner. So, yeah, she's kind of got lost in that show, got lost in the shuffle a little bit. So perhaps she feels as though she's worth a little bit more and she could get a bit more exposure somewhere else. But she has come out on Instagram. She posted on Twitter that she was a free agent. That's where this entire story kind of stems from. But then she went further on Instagram and she posted a picture of like a kind of like button, like an on-off button, power button. And it said, I will press the reset button. I will be offline for a short while. Need a change, will change. And then she went into, she actually went a little bit further and she kind of hinted at a complete change of look, which is, fair enough. She wants a fresh, clean slate. She might just change up the whole look. And maybe even a change of career. And we'll get into this in a minute. But she said, second one, which I look most forward to is changing my look. And I change my profession. One came to an end and one is rising like a phoenix. Watch out for it. Thank you for being on this journey. So to me, that sounds like she may not have her heart fully set in continuing to be a wrestler, which is what it is. Like, she doesn't have to kind of stick in this career path. If she feels like she's kind of expended all of her options, she doesn't really feel she wants to go to an AEW or a New Japan, not a New Japan, like Stardom kind of thing. If she wanted to do that, she might think, no, I'm kind of done with pro wrestling. This is, I've fallen out of love with it with NXT UK, which is fair enough. She might go into the MMA world. She was an MMA fighter before she signed up with WWE, and she was also a powerlifter. She's got options. This rising from the ashes Phoenix thing makes me think that she might be going like into one of her former careers and trying to rise from what she was there. So I'd quite like her to see that, maybe see her become an MMA fighter again, like have another crack at that. We'll get into a bit of MMA news later because I'm going to do a bit of shameless plugging because I'm here on my own and I want to. Also, we've got Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is going to be making her debut on WWE Backstage, which is pretty cool, yeah. She's going to be making this debut next Tuesday, this Tuesday coming, sorry. And also on this show will be the one and only CM Punk. So straight away, you got a bit of a narrative because Punk obviously was quite open of his criticism of Seth Rollins over his use of social media. Felt like he was being a bit of a crybaby really and just should keep his mouth shut. It's just making him, he said that comment on, it's better to keep your mouth shut and let the world think that you're stupid than open your mouth and prove it. He went along those kind of lines. And yeah, Lynch is obviously Rollins' fiance. So yeah, this could go very south very quickly. I don't think there's going to be barbs or like people arguing or anything like that, but she might have a few little digs maybe, something like that. But she might also reference her current contract negotiation status, which I think that's something I'm quite interested in. I think a lot of you guys there back home will probably be interested in. So yeah, I'm quite intrigued as to what she has to say on Backstage. It's quite an open forum, that show, so it's interesting. Also, we might find out about Kalisto's contract extension. There's been a lot of rumours that he signed on the dotted line, so that'll probably get an official statement if that is true. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what CM Punk thinks of the Baron Corbin-Roman Reigns feud still going on 7 weeks later. Okay, next news. We've got Sylvain Grenier, yeah, that guy, the guy from La Resistance, has apparently returned to WWE as a backstage agent. That's pretty big news, if you ask me. It's apparently he went and met up with Kevin Dunn I think it was April 2019. He met up with him to discuss getting some images from the old kind of WWE kind of back stores, the catalogs, for Grenier's fitness kind of program that he runs. He was trying to get those images off Dunn, and then Dunn apparently turned to him and said, "Oh, we're looking for some road agents. Would you be interested in the job?" And he kind of, he thought, I've not thought about that. Why not? I'll get involved with the WWE again. He actually spoke to TVA Sports recently, and he said that he began working for WWE again in his new role last week at Raw. So, yeah, he's relatively new in the role in terms of like taking it on full time, but he also said, "For the moment, I'm in training, but eventually I will be assigned to the red team or the blue team, Raw or Smackdown. I'm going to do a TV show a week, every pay-per-view, and once a month I'm going to tour house shows." Good on him. I think it's always a good move, bringing in somebody who's been a wrestler to be an agent, a road agent. They get it, they get the grind, they get everything that goes into being a professional wrestler. He didn't have the most kind of illustrious story career in WWE, but some of the best agents in WWE history weren't kind of bona fide legends. So it's an open slate. It's a clean slate for him. He can go into the company and just see what he can do and see if he can add any of his kind of outsider knowledge from maybe looking in on the company from the outside, notice a few holes and things, and try and improve the performance that we've got there. He won't have that much creative control because it's WWE we're talking about here, but still, it's nice to see some fresh blood pumped into that program, whatever program he lands on, Raw or SmackDown. Hopefully Raw for his sake, because we're going to get into SmackDown. SmackDown, I did the podcast the other day on SmackDown. I felt like it was another kind of so-so show. I feel like you tune into SmackDown now and just kind of hope it's just not as bad as what you think it's going to be. It's one of those, it's a bit car cross telly right now. It's not awful by any means, but it's steady at best, which pretty much sums up its ratings right now. The overnight ratings are in for Friday Night SmackDown from this week, and the episode drew an average of 2.58 million viewers. So that's 2,580,000 viewers altogether. That's actually up from the 2.502 million viewers that it had last week. So that's an extra just under 80,000 people tuned in on average. So it's a steady increase. It's not a decrease, which is the most important thing. More people are tuning in. So it wasn't to my liking, the entire show, but some people must be liking it. More people must be liking it. The word of mouth must be spreading around. It must be being promoted well. It's a positive thing for WWE because this Fox deal hasn't, I touched upon this last week, it hasn't exactly maybe hit the heights that they were expecting, but a steady increase is a steady increase. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So people are probably tuning in because it's the road to WrestleMania and things like that. And they just want to see what is going on inside of this big blue brand right now. It also actually, I'm just going to go into this. It actually pulled an average rating of 0.8 in that 18 to 49 demographic. That's the seriously important demographic that they're trying to target right now, which was actually number one on the night. So again, that's a big plus. They're making the right noises. And that's actually up from last week's, which was 0.75. So again, steady improvements. SmackDown, as long as it's making money, I guess, and getting people kind of to watch the actual product, Fox are going to be happy. Maybe not as happy as they were expecting, but still happy to a certain extent. As happy as you can be, I guess, with that show right now. And that is our wrestling roundup, making a nice round shape there. So what I'm going to do now, because it's a Sunday, and as I've said, I've been left on my own, and not too thrilled about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little bit of a chat with you right now about something that's very close to my heart, the What Culture Combat channel. I don't know if you know of this by now, but we've actually opened up a brand new channel dedicated to all things combat, MMA, boxing. It's really fun. It's really exciting to be a part of because we've got loads of cool lists that we're throwing at you. We've got the daily news updates as well about all things MMA right now. We had the UFC 246 card last night. That was a huge event. Conor McGregor was on the card. He took on Donald Cowboy Cerrone. If you know how that fight ended, you know how that fight ended. But I'm actually going to cover. I've done a nice, lovely video all about what happened on that event, what went down on it, what the good bits were, what I thought the bad bits were necessarily. And just let me know what you guys think about it. there's going to be a nice little link in the description there down below. And I'd love for you guys just to come along with the ride, because it's a really fun channel to be a part of. It's kind of my baby right now. And yeah, hopefully I will see you very, very soon, maybe for another news video, but hopefully I will see you on the What Culture Combat channel as well. It is a hell of a mouthful to say that a lot. What Culture Combat, What Culture Combat, What Culture Combat. Boom. Plug. Okay, so have a lovely Sunday. I will see you very, very, very soon. And please give What Culture Combat a little click.